If you're looking out at your yard right now and thinking your vegetable garden is winding down just because it's already July, I need you to pause. Actually, let's scratch that thought entirely. July is absolutely not the end of the planting season. In fact, for a very specific group of vegetables, July is the single best planting window of the entire year. Some of them genuinely cannot be successfully grown at any other time. Most American home gardeners miss this beautiful window completely, simply because our standard nursery calendars make it look like spring was the only chance we ever had. But today, we're going to fix that together. And right off the bat, I want to plant a little seed of curiosity for you. There's a ninth vegetable on our list today. It's one that almost every single American gardener assumes is entirely finished for the year by July. But the reason most folks miss it, it has absolutely nothing to do with the plant itself and everything to do with a near universal planting mistake. We'll get to it, but I want you to keep it in mind as we go.
So why exactly does July work so well? Well, the vegetables we're going to talk about today either thrive specifically in the intense heat of midsummer, or they're timed perfectly to mature in the gentle, cooling conditions of early fall. It's like a deliberate, magical timing. Sowing right now means taking advantage of thoroughly warmed soil for remarkably fast seed germination, so you entirely avoid that awful cold rot that ruins so many spring crops. Then, as the plants grow, they mature just as the crisp fall weather arrives. This deliberate fall finish produces measurably better flavor and far superior texture than a spring crop ever could achieve. It's really a wonderful, completely different way to garden. Section 1. Fast finishers before frost. Let's look at the crops you'll want to get into the ground right away so they can beat that first fall frost. The very first vegetable you should plant right now is bush beans. This one rewards an immediate decision because the window for a successful July planting closes faster than almost anything else we'll cover today. Bush beans mature in about 50 to 60 days, putting your harvest beautifully in late August and early September, well before the first fall frost in most USDA zones. Now, here's a genuine surprise. Cold spring soil is actually the absolute enemy of bush beans. It's exactly why so many spring crops rot in the ground before they even sprout. But July soil? Warm all the way through, it produces near-perfect germination in just 5 to 7 days. For this planting, you'll want to look for Provider, which is highly heat-tolerant, Contender for a remarkably fast, earlier harvest, or Royal Burgundy, because those purple pods are incredibly easy to spot and pick against the green foliage. And here is your absolutely crucial July tip. Sow them exactly 1 inch deep, but keep that soil consistently moist. July heat dries out the surface incredibly fast, and a lack of moisture during germination is the biggest cause of failure. Get those seeds in, keep them damp, and they will reward you with an absolute bounty. Moving right along, our second vegetable is summer squash. Yes, a second planting, even if you already have beautiful spring squash growing in your yard right now. You see, here's something most folks simply don't realize. Squash plants get tired. After 6 to 8 weeks of heavy production, regardless of how healthy they look, their yield drops. The plant just gets exhausted. So a second planting in early July is the absolute secret to a continuous, vibrant harvest that runs all the way to the first frost. Choose excellent varieties like Cocozelle, which is an incredibly vigorous Italian heirloom that practically leaps out of warm soil, Yellow Crookneck, a classic American favorite chosen for its buttery flavor that just seems to deepen in late summer, or Tromboncino. Now, here is your vital tip for July. Watch very, very closely for vine borer activity at the base of the stems, because the second generation of these pests is active exactly during this planting window. If borers are heavy in your area, that Tromboncino variety is remarkably resistant due to its solid stem structure. It's a perfect July choice. Give them plenty of space and enjoy a wonderfully revitalized squash harvest this fall. And just a quick reminder for you, the most surprising vegetable, the one everyone assumes is completely impossible in July, is still coming up. Section 2, high yields and sweet roots. Now, let's move on to extending your harvests and growing wonderfully sweet roots. Our third vegetable is cucumbers, and the logic here mirrors our squash strategy perfectly. A July planting dramatically extends your harvest well beyond what a single fading spring planting can provide. By midsummer, spring vines are often succumbing to powdery mildew in the humidity, leaving you with absolutely no fruit. A fresh planting right now, taking 50 to 60 days, gives you a vigorous, disease-free harvest exactly when those old vines are giving up. Here's a really fascinating piece of plant biology for you. Cucumbers are over 90% water by weight. Because of this, inconsistent moisture during the intense heat of late summer is what produces those bitter, misshapen cucumbers that frustrate us so much. So your practical tip is to apply a very thick layer of mulch around your July planted cucumbers. This stabilizes the soil moisture through the hottest weeks of the year, completely preventing that awful bitterness. Plant reliable varieties like Marketmore 76 because it thrives and resists late season diseases, Straight 8 because its rapid growth outpaces late summer pests, or Space Master if you're growing in a limited space or maybe containers on a sunny patio. Plant these this week and your late summer salads are going to be absolutely incredible.
Moving on to our fourth vegetable, carrots. This is where a July planting produces a result that is genuinely superior to anything you can achieve in the spring. Carrots sown in July mature in the gentle, cooling temperatures of September and October. And here's the wonderful science behind that. Those cool fall soil temperatures actually trigger a natural cold tolerance response, causing the plant to increase sugar production in its roots. A fall-harvested carrot is measurably sweeter and more tender than a summer one. But to get there, we really have to beat the heat during germination. Carrot seeds are notoriously slow to sprout in summer heat, often drying out before they even emerge. So your essential tip is to use the damp burlap method. Just lay a piece of damp burlap directly over the seeded soil. This does two brilliant things. It physically blocks the harsh July sun to significantly lower the soil temperature underneath, and it completely traps the vital moisture exactly where the seeds need it. Just be sure to pull it off the absolute moment those seedlings emerge. Excellent July varieties include Danvers 126 for long winter storage, Bolero for incredible heat tolerance during sprouting, and Nance for exceptional fall sweetness. Treat them right during germination, and I promise you will absolutely taste the remarkable difference.
Just keep in mind, the vegetable everyone assumes is absolutely impossible in July is still coming up. Section 3. Cool finishers and fall greens. Now, let's explore a few vegetables that truly thrive as the season cools down. Our fifth vegetable today is beets. Sown in early to mid-July, beets mature in roughly 50 to 60 days, placing your harvest squarely in the beautiful, cooling days of September. They benefit from the exact same sugar-concentrating effect of cool weather that our carrots do, making them wonderfully sweet and earthy. But here is the really delightful surprise about beets. While you're waiting for those root bulbs to swell underground, the greens above are entirely edible and absolutely delicious. When you thin your seedlings to give them some space, please do not throw them away. Those thinnings make absolutely perfect baby greens. Picture tossing those tender, vibrant, ruby-stemmed leaves into a late summer salad with a light vinaigrette. You are truly getting two wonderful harvests from a single planting. For this midsummer sowing, choose Detroit Dark Red for utter reliability in warm soil, the beautiful pink and white striped Kyoja, or Touchstone Gold, which gives you that sweet flavor but won't bleed pink juice all over your kitchen cutting board. The key tip right here is consistent moisture. If beets get drought-stressed in the August heat, they develop a really woody, tough texture. Keep them well-watered and they're going to flourish for you. The sixth vegetable is kale. Honestly, doing a July sowing of kale is one of the single smartest moves a vegetable gardener can make for their entire fall and winter season. Kale establishes beautifully in the remaining heat of summer, building a really strong root system, but it truly comes into its own exactly as the cool weather arrives. In fact, here's the amazing science behind it. Kale's flavor genuinely improves after it is exposed to a light frost. The cold triggers the plant to convert its starches into sugars as a natural antifreeze response. This produces leaves that are noticeably sweeter and far more tender than anything grown in the summer heat. Look for varieties like Lassanano for deep, rich flavor, Red Russian for delightfully sweet raw salads, or Winterbor. I highly recommend Winterbor because its heavily ruffled leaves provide incredible winter hardiness. They literally act like insulation to protect the core of the plant, allowing you to harvest fresh greens right through the snow and ice. Your crucial tip for establishing kale in July is to protect the young plants with butterfly netting immediately. Cabbage white butterflies are often at their absolute peak egg-laying pressure right now. Net them early, and they will feed you well into winter.
And yes, the impossible ninth vegetable is getting very close now.
Section 4. Cold-loving fall brassicas. Let's take a look at crops that genuinely prefer to mature as the year cools down. Our seventh vegetable is broccoli, specifically grown as a fall crop. Now, this is a vegetable that the vast majority of American gardeners only ever attempt in the spring, which means they are missing the superior fall planting window entirely. Here is the frustrating surprise many face with spring broccoli. As daytime temperatures rise, it triggers premature bolting. You end up with these small, loose, bitter heads before they even reach full size. But a fall crop, started from nursery transplants right now in mid-July, develops its greenery through late summer and matures its head in the cool, stable conditions of September and October. This is the exact environment the plant genuinely prefers. The result? Consistently larger, denser, and incredibly sweeter heads. You'll want to look for varieties like Bell Star for reliable large heads, Marathon for exceptional cold tolerance as fall deepens, or Arcadia for a wonderful abundance of secondary side shoots. Your practical tip for July transplants is to provide them with mandatory afternoon shade for the first week to 10 days. You can easily do this by draping a piece of shade cloth over a few stakes or simply planting them on the eastern side of taller crops like corn or trellis tomatoes. Just let them establish without the stress of that intense afternoon sun. The eighth vegetable is collard greens. Deeply rooted in American Southern growing tradition, this is one of the most underrated July plantings for gardeners anywhere in the country. Just like kale, here is the wonderful tradition and surprise behind collards. Their complex flavor genuinely improves and mellows out after a light frost. That sweeter, tender taste is the absolute foundation of traditional Southern collard cooking. A July start times them perfectly to peak just as those first cool fall days arrive. Excellent varieties include the classic heirloom Georgia Southern, the compact and hardy Vates, or Champion, which is specially bred for slower bolting. Now, because you're establishing these in the absolute peak of summer heat, your essential tip is to apply a thick 3-inch layer of organic mulch, like clean straw or shredded leaves, right up to the base of the plants. This specific mulch creates a beautiful insulating blanket that heavily moderates the soil temperature and locks in that vital moisture the young roots crave. All right, take a breath. The most surprising vegetable on the entire list is coming next. It is the one almost everyone has completely given up on by July, for completely the wrong reason. Section 5. The July lettuce secret. And now, the 9th vegetable. The one I mentioned at the very beginning of our chat. The one almost every single American gardener assumes is completely finished for the year by July. That vegetable is a lettuce. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. You're thinking that lettuce bolts in the summer heat. You're thinking that July lettuce always fails. And I want to validate you right now. You are entirely right that lettuce sown directly into the ground in the peak heat of July fails constantly. It bolts to seed within weeks, it turns horribly bitter, and it never ever forms a usable head. This is exactly why almost every American gardener has written lettuce off as impossible right now. But here is the surprising plant biology that changes everything. Lettuce seed germination is completely inhibited when soil temperatures rise above 84 degrees Fahrenheit. That is precisely the temperature of the topsoil in most of the country right now. So the failure has absolutely nothing to do with the plant itself. The failure is simply the method of direct outdoor sowing.
So, what's the workaround? The specific technique that experienced vegetable gardeners use to successfully grow lettuce right now is called professional cold stratification. Instead of sowing directly into hot July soil, you start your seeds indoors in shallow trays in the absolute coolest location you have available, maybe a cool basement or a quiet, air-conditioned room. You can even place the seeded, moist trays inside your refrigerator for a brief pre-chill of exactly 48 hours before pulling them out and letting them sprout at a normal room temperature. This brief chill completely bypasses the biological heat inhibition. Once those seedlings have sprouted and grown their first true leaves, you transplant them out into the garden. But you absolutely must provide them with afternoon shade. Tucking them safely beneath the leafy canopy of taller crops like the bush beans or the broccoli we just discussed works absolutely perfectly. This shade protection through the remaining heat of August is the second critical piece that most gardeners completely miss.
The varieties that are absolutely most successful for this specialized technique are Jericho, which is a remarkable romaine specifically bred in Israel for exceptional heat tolerance, black-seeded Simpson, an incredibly reliable heirloom that never seems to quit, and Esmeralda, which is prized by growers for incredibly slow bolting and an excellent buttery flavor. The combination of indoor cool germination and afternoon shade during outdoor establishment is the entire secret. Most gardeners who truly believe lettuce is impossible in July have simply never tried this exact professional method. And let me tell you, the crisp September harvest it produces, arriving right when fresh garden lettuce feels like a genuine, impossible luxury, well, it is one of the most deeply satisfying harvests of the entire growing year. Section 6. Plant your seeds today. So, my gardening friends, the single most important thing I want you to understand today is this. July is not too late. For these 9 magnificent vegetables, July is exactly the right moment. This is an exclusive opportunity, not a missed deadline. Let's briefly review our 9 second chance vegetables. We've got bush beans for a fast, abundant harvest well before the frost. Summer squash and cucumbers planted a second time to extend your harvest beautifully and disease-free right through the fall.
Carrots and beets, sown right now for a cool weather harvest that is measurably sweeter than anything grown in spring, plus those wonderful edible beet grains along the way. Kale and collards, which genuinely improve in flavor after a frost and can boldly carry your garden right into the deep winter. Fall broccoli, plant it for larger, sweeter, and denser heads. And finally, lettuce, proving that the vegetable everyone assumes is impossible simply requires the right cool germination method. Do not wait, get your seeds and nursery transplants into the ground this week, and you will be harvesting fresh, genuinely superior produce all the way through the beautiful fall season. If this explainer has helped you today, please give it a like. It genuinely helps us reach more gardeners who mistakenly think their growing season is over when it's really barely even paused. And please, subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Right now, I want you to leave a comment telling me which of these 9 vegetables are you planting this week, and which U.S. state are you gardening in? I read every single comment, and I would genuinely love to know. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Remember, the true magic of gardening isn't just in watching things grow, it's in knowing exactly when to give them a second chance. Happy gardening.